So one of the first steps when you're getting ready to enter the workplace is to have the interview. So before you get to the interview, you have to have your resume, and everybody's been working on that in the class, so I'm sure you've got a lot of hands-on instruction, which is a good thing. And don't be afraid to share with your peers what they're doing on their resume and what worked for them and getting best practices, because that's really important as you go through your interview and your resume and preparing yourself mentally, because it is a psychological phase that you have to go through. It's like it's not to the extent of going to battle as a soldier, but you're preparing yourself for a war. Really, you're competing against 20 other graduates or 50 other graduates who have a business degree or an HR background such as yourself. So it's very important to understand and recognize that your resume is a reflection of you. Because when you go into an interview, you're presenting the best you that you can present. So that's very important. You want to present the best person you are. So when I go to interview, Michael Bluemling Jr., nice to meet you. It's confidence. You have to have those skills and abilities to be able to show the HR director, HR manager, whoever's interviewing you, that you're competent enough to do the job, and you're going to be an addition to the team, because that's important. They want to see what you're bringing to the team. If we're going to hire you into this position, whether you're an associate, a partner, whatever your exact function is, or whatever your job title is going to be, it's important that they can count on you. So that's what your interview is. It's an audition. It's an opportunity for you to put your best foot forward and say, look, this is the best me. I'm qualified for the job. You see my skills and abilities that are laid out here before you, and let me tell you a little bit of things that aren't on the resume to let you know what brings me this specialization to this field that was going to make me a good fit for the organization. Because that's important. You want to fit into the organization and adopt to the culture that they have there. And they're looking for people who are ready to come into their culture and who want to fit in. So that's very important. Some of the things to do before the interview is to practice, get a colleague, a friend, just do some mock interviewing. Try to, have somebody who maybe just got a job recently, talk to them. Okay, what were some things that worked for you? What were some things that helped you prepare? And when you're able to do that, when you're practicing, you're going on over these things, when you go into the interview, you're already prepared. Another thing that is very important as well is to research the organization that you want to work for. You want to find out about this organization. What's their history? What's their mission? Does their mission and vision of that company line up with what I'm trying to accomplish as an employee or an applicant to be an employee for this company? So it's very important that you understand that as well. When you go into the interview, you just want to be yourself. You want to present yourself in a professional manner, but you want to be yourself. That's what got you to this interview. That's how your resume was pulled out, for who you are. So don't be so rigid to the point where you can't be yourself. You don't want to portray somebody that you're not. Just portray who you truly are, and the skills and abilities that you have will just come straight through. So when you are yourself, then people will see that. If you're trying to be something else or you're nervous, everybody's going to be nervous in an interview. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you put your best foot forward and you're being honest and you're being truthful, and that's another thing. You want to be honest, truthful, and also you want to relax. When you're in the interview, you want to make sure that you're just decompressing, just taking the answers, and there's nothing wrong with pausing. If I say to you, tell me a little bit about your last job. Why did you leave the company? You don't have to spit out something really quickly to just answer the question. You can sit there and think for a second. Okay, well, just pause for a second. Okay, then you're like, okay, well, now this is the reason why I left my last job. I was looking for new opportunities. I was taking classes during the day. I wanted a new direction that I wanted to take it in. And you have a well thought out answer that's prepared versus just your first thing that comes to your mind, which might not be the best answer. A time to use good judgment is having integrity. If you get asked a question and you don't have the answer, don't lie. Have integrity and say, you know what, I don't have an answer for that. Or just be honest. Like I was saying, just be honest. Say, I never did that before. There's nothing wrong with that. Have you ever worked overtime in this type of environment before? Like, oh yeah, I did that, and then you go on this whole tangent and something never happened. Just say, I never did that before. So you just have to be honest. So I think when you're honest and you're put on the spot, then that will come through.